Banaz was Kurdish and was born in northern Iraq. When she was young, the family came to Britain as refugees from Saddam Hussein.
She was just an ordinary kid growing up in South London.
She had a nickname, Nazca, means softness, like delicate, you know, like a newborn lamb.
Bekal is her older sister. She wears a veil, not because she wants to, but because she has to. She is living in hiding because she testified against her own family.
She had long eyelashes, hazel eyes, she had apple cheekbones. She was beautiful. I mean, you could look at her forever.
The men of Banaz's family held traditional cultural beliefs that their honor and their status in the community depend on their control of the women.
Banaz's father is Mahmoud. He is the eldest of the brothers. There are quite a few Mahmoud brothers living in London, and Ari is a younger brother.
It was Ari. He had all the power over the family because he was a very wealthy man.
Banaz's sister Bekal was the first to rebel against the family's strict codes, but she soon ran into trouble with her father.
I wasn't allowed to have my nails long. I wasn't allowed to pluck my eyebrows. You know, perfume. I was getting a lot of beatings, I have to say. It was a lot of nasty beatings, you know. I left home when I was just under 16.
In the community Bekal grew up in, a daughter leaving home can bring shame on the family.
It's about your reputation. It's literally about your face, how you are perceived by others.
If they have a woman that doesn't conform, then that is going to impact upon them because their behaviour reflects not upon themselves, but upon everyone around them, upon the whole collective, the whole family, the whole community.
In 2002, Bekal says they tried to remove the dishonour of her leaving home. She says her brother asked to meet her.
He lured her to a remote location and he got her to carry a suitcase. Walk along that path in front of me, don't turn around, don't look at what I'm doing.
He just hit me over the head with a dumbbell, a single arm weight. He put his arm round my neck, lifting me off my feet almost. You know, me panicking, I started trying to get myself free from him. I bit his arm, in that bend of his arm. I kicked on his knee, and he let go of me. I said to him, look what you're doing. You're actually trying to kill me. And I'm saying this, screaming out to him, and he stopped for a minute and he started crying like a woman. You know, really, really crying, and he said, I'm really sorry, but I'm the big boy, I'm the big man. After my dad, I have to do this, put a shame to an end. That is exactly his words, actually. And he told me that my dad actually paid him to do this to me.
Bekal did not press charges and went into hiding.
So all of this was going on in the background before Banaz and what happened to her.
In 2003, at the age of 17, Banaz was married.
It was an arranged marriage to a man that she'd only ever met on one previous occasion. He was 10 years older than Banaz, he was illiterate, and he was literally just off the plane from Iraq.
Her husband took her to live in Coventry. 2 years later, in 2005, she left him and returned to the family home in London. In October of that year, she went to a police station in Croydon to make a statement about the way her husband had treated her. Because it happened in Coventry, she was interviewed by officers from the West Midlands Police. This video has never been seen on television before.
So describe your relationship then from the very early stages through to when things started to go wrong for you.
Well, he was just like he was thinking like in 50 years back like he was a strict husband. Whenever he wanted to have sex, it was just his way, always his way. Like whenever I said no, or he wouldn't take no for an answer, and he would just start raping me and doing what he liked to do. I tried to stop him, but he would slap me or hit me on the back or just pull me by the hair. I just started to like cover my body, like hold on like that. That's it. That's when he said to me he would kill me if I said anything to anyone. I was just 17 there then. Some of the times it was in the living room that he raped me, or in the bedroom. I didn't know if this was normal in my culture or in here. I was only 17, so I just let him do what he liked. Whenever he raped me, it was like I was his shoe and he would wear it just whenever he felt like it. He made me believe that my family had loved him more than they loved me, and if I ever told anyone that he would kill me or that I've got no family around me and they're far away from me, so he could do anything with me as he liked. I didn't try to defend myself or anything. I just cried and that was it.
Okay.
I went to visit her, and I did say to her, I said, you know, you look run down. And she said, yeah, I'm not enjoying my life. I'm doing exactly what he tells me to do. He was, you know, physically, verbally, emotionally, and every other way you can think of abusing her, degrading her. You know, all you're good for is doing, you know, being a housewife. You're not good for nothing else.
So he was getting worse and worse. Some of the times that he had beat me up or he was abusive towards me, I had to write it down in a diary.
Mm-hmm.
And I have taken some pictures of my body, like when he's beating me up, the bruises and stuff like that, and the clothes that he's ripped off me. But he had got hold of them and he knew that I wrote it down in a diary, so he destroyed them all. But I have got actually one set of photos, and because he had kicked me so much, like in the head, my lips were bleeding, my ears were bleeding, and he had like twisted my hand really strongly. That so one of the bones, it has like stand out from my other wrist. When he kicked my head in, that really affected me. Like now I've got a loss of memory, I can't remember things, and most of the times when I'm cleaning my ears, it bleeds. I left him several times. I went back to my parents, but because for a Muslim female like me, it's very hard to get a divorce, and so I had to go back to him several times. I was brainwashed into like it would be how I would be putting shame onto the family if I got divorced or separated from him. We'd have meetings with my parents, all of the family sit down, because I had no other choice but to go back to him.
After one final incident, she left him for good.
I had a coffee in my hands and I was just watching the TV. He said to me, look at yourself in the mirror, like how you've become so skinny and ugly. And I was nothing but a whore. And so straight away with his mobile, I called my mom and I said that I want a divorce, no matter what, by this afternoon. I was really angry, shouting down the phone. And I packed some of my personal things, just like brushes and things, and I left I think that was the last argument that we had. I recognised one face, and he hasn't come to my house ever, but I've seen him on occasions, on weddings and that. And even now, when I go out, I mean, one guy, as soon as I came out of the house, he was following me with a car. I heard someone calling my name in my language. So I turned around and he told me that he should give me a lift and I should go into his car. And I said no and just put my head down and keep walking. So that day he was just following me. People following me. Or still now they follow me. And that was the main reason that I came to the police station.
Okay.
That in the future or at any time, if anything happens to me, it's them.
If ever you're worried or afraid for your own safety, you must contact us straight away.
Yeah.
All right, I don't want you worrying, you know, when we can get somebody out. Even if it turns out to be nothing, at least, you know, for your own peace of mind.
Now that I'm giving this statement, what can you do for me? Like?
You've given us lines of inquiry that we will need to follow up.
Okay.
Okay. But we will let you know of what's going on as it's happening, really, just so that you're kept informed and up to date of, as to what's going on. Okay.
By going to the police, Banaz was putting herself at great risk.
Monday the 10th of October 2005.
But the investigating officers did nothing to investigate her claims or track her husband down. It took them 3 months just to write up a statement for her to sign. This was one of at least 5 occasions when Banaz went to the police over the threats she was facing.
People following me, or still now they follow me.
They missed all the signs that she was in great danger.
Now that I'm giving this statement, what can you do for me?
Turn this light off, I think it's had the electricity on.
There was what I would term a council of war at the home of Ari Mahmoud, to which the men of the extended family were invited, and a decision was made there and then.
It was being orchestrated by the uncle, who was a stronger character than Banaz's father, and uncle in turn had said to the younger members of the community, what I want you to do is to kill Banaz.
Two days after this family meeting, Banaz went to her local police station and made another statement. She said she'd heard her uncle saying she was going to be killed. And a week later, she delivered a letter to the police identifying 5 family members she said were going to murder her. She said she didn't want the police to take action, so they did not investigate any further. A few weeks after she handed the letter to the police, her father asked her to come to a relative's house for a meeting.
On New Year's Eve, Banaz was tricked. Her father said to her, you are required to come to discuss the question of your divorce.
He then got her to carry in a suitcase into the house.
He also brought some brandy, and he virtually forced his daughter to drink brandy, obviously in the hope of stupefying her.
He told her to sit on the sofa, look at the television, don't turn round, don't look at what I'm doing. And she did turn around and look at her father, and she caught him coming up on her wearing rubber gloves, training shoes, and she became aware in that instant that she was going to be killed. She knew that she was going to be killed.
But her father left the room again. It gave Banaz a chance to get away.